Creating a world of peace and security is necessary to the functioning of any given society. People who live today and those who prospered hundreds and thousands of years ago used art as a medium to establish a sense of stability and harmony. Through the imagery of female form in art, we can follow the connection to women roles in previous civilizations and to the way values of peace and security were being projected. The figurine of Venus of Willendorf is an image of peace and security in that she represents the idea of fertility. Fertility was important to the people of the Paleolithic era in that it ensured the continuity of humankind and was therefore celebrated.
Inanna's vaulted disc from Ur depicts the most vital evidence of peace in a totalitarianism-ridden Sumerian culture. The disc showcases Inanna, the wife of Nanna, the moon god, and the daughter of the most powerful king, Sargon, as a priestess. She is wearing the exclusive headpiece only worn by priests, which at the time were high in social power. In relationship to the figures next to her, she is portrayed as the tallest, with her headpiece reaching the pinnacle of the frieze. In the frieze, Inanna has erected an altar for Nanna, displaying her king instinct to be peaceful and diligent, giving off the impression of a pacifist mindset. She helps bring back security and harmony to the Sumerian people who are angered by the dictator.
Ancient Egypt was a time of power and wealth. With that luxury comes a sense of security. In Egypt, that power was not only designated for men, but women also had a much higher sense of equality than in other societies. In the statue of Menkaure and Kara-Nebti, her supportive pose shows the power, strength, and security women in Egypt possessed.
The snake goddess represents the idea of peace and security within Minoan culture. Her breasts are completely exposed while she holds a snake in each hand and another creature rests on her head. Her breasts suggest that this is a fertility image, which was seen as something very powerful in Minoan culture. The fact that someone could carry another human inside of them was seen as miraculous, and gave the people of the time a sense of security in that their species would continue. Also, the strength that she portrays while she holds the animal shows her security in herself and her abilities.
As we transition to the Greek culture, there are many different pieces that show us the woman's roles were increasing as time went on. One example comes from the Greek seal of Hegeso. This is a sculpture of two women, one woman on the right side who is examining jewelry and one woman on the left side who is a servant who's helping out. This shows the women's roles were increasing and women were seen very highly since they are both being represented on a tombstone, which shows their power and their wealth in society.
Women in the Etruscan era exuded independence and liberation. The harmonious equality between men and women is visible in the sarcophagus with reclining couple as they peacefully embrace on a funerary item. The man's arm around his wife shows security, and the depiction of them in a natural state shows the peaceful living of equality among both genders.
Areopagus was more than a mere relief. It represented Augustus' new Roman Empire, with its new feeling of amity and security. The relief portrays either Tellus or Pax, sitting gracefully with two fascinated babies in each arm, with a bountiful earth at bloom underneath her feet, and animals of different species are shown, living peacefully side by side. The two other women, each on opposite sides, are either flying on a bird or peacefully sitting on a sea creature. Ultimately, all three elements, water, sky, and earth, are at use on the Areopagus, telling a story of tranquility, insurance, and fertility.
As the transition to Christian society occurs, we see that women are being seen very highly by others. One example of this is from the Deep of the Simachi. Both of the women are preparing for a big marriage ceremony, and this shows the importance of marriage in Christian society and the role of women on the rise, since both of the women were seen as priestesses and goddesses and were seen very highly to be displayed on a piece of artwork like this.
Theodora in Attendance is a preserved mosaic that comes from the south wall of Apps. It is from the Byzantine era. Theodora was an empress and the wife of Justinian who also held power during these times. She was able to persuade Justinian to hold grounds when the Nika revolt was occurring. As a result of Theodora's pleas, this revolt that would have caused war was abolished and security and peace were restored. And in this mosaic, we can see how her mark in the Byzantine era was eternalized. From the late Gothic era, we see an amazing work of art called Virgin and Child, Virgin of Paris. This sculpture shows a simplification, and we can see Mary depicted with tenderness and emotions of humanization. Mary was an important figure of religion, and this sculpture promoted peace and security.
Creating a sense of security in the society is necessary to its survival. People use art as a medium to establish feelings of harmony and protection. They employ female form to project these values. When we look at the art pieces, the connection between the depiction of women, their roles in society, and constructing the world of peace and security is evident.